They're not playing games in Cinderella Gray. Damn! Multiple, not one, not two. It's damn near like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other horses. What's up everybody, it's your boy No Show back at it again with another video, an anime video, and today I am once again talking about Uma Musume Pretty Derby, specifically the Cinderella Gray anime. If you thought the other Uma Musume Pretty Derby animes had some powerful arcs, intense rivalries, and emotional races, you haven't seen Cinderella Gray yet. This new installment in the Uma Musume anime series might just be my favorite one so far, and in this video I'm going to explain to you why. From its gritty story to the raw character dynamics, Cinderella Gray is a huge step forward in the series, and it deserves your attention. At the center of Cinderella Gray is Oguri Cap, a horse girl unlike any other main character we've seen before in the Uma Musume anime series. The story follows her rise from nearly immobile as a child to one of the most intense and thrilling racers in the sport. You see, Oguri is an Ashen horse, a group of horse girls perceived to be physically weaker and incapable of racing at all. In her early childhood, she could barely walk, but through the determination and support of her mother, she not only learned to walk, she becomes a high-level competitor in the racing scene. That alone sets her apart, but the series doesn't stop there. What makes Oguri Cap truly unique as a protagonist is her relationship with racing itself. Unlike other characters like Special Week, Tokai Teo, or Kitasan Black, who joined Tracing Academy with clear goals and ambitions, Oguri starts off with no specific dream in mind. She simply races because she enjoys it, and because after everything she's overcome, she can. That freedom eventually transforms into a deep and intense hunger to race and win. Her evolution is great to watch as she leaves behind her local school and her original coach, although begrudgingly, to transfer to Tracing Academy in the capital, chasing stronger opponents and tougher competition. It's a huge contrast to someone like Majuro McQueen, for example, who races out of a sense of responsibility to her prestigious family, with one of her major goals being to win the Spring Tennosho. Oguri isn't doing it for legacy or tradition, she's doing it because racing gives her purpose, and she wants to race against strong opponents. The friendships and rivalries in Cinderella Gray also hit really different. Sure, there are still the wholesome friendships like the bond between Oguri Cap and Belle No Light, but there's also more tension, resentment, and even physical conflict in this version of Uma Musume. Take Fujimasa March for example. She was Oguri's first real rival, and for the most part their relationship wasn't friendly. Their rivalry was so wild to the point that it got physical. Y'all think I'm joking, but look at this. Look at this. This horse racing shit gets serious, bro. They're not playing games in Cinderella Gray. Damn! Got the shit slapped out of her. That's how serious this is. That's how rough this rivalry is. Then we have Oguri's earliest classmates, Ryulomono, Norn Ace, and Minnie the Lady, who tried to sabotage Oguri multiple times during races before they eventually grow to respect her. Look at this. Look at these bums plotting on Oguri's downfall. They're doing all this just to fail. She tries to step on her foot, but nah, not our MC. Nope, look at the aura. Look at the pressure left in the dust. Look what happens. Oguri puts her hand out and he's like, my bad bro, I didn't mean to dust you like that, are you okay? But it doesn't end there. Even when Oguri transfers to Tracing Academy, her classmates look down on her past wins because they happen outside the capital. They don't recognize her abilities. One group of racers even try to jump her in the middle of a race because they knew they couldn't win, so they decided, fuck it, we'll just make sure that she loses. Look at that! See how they all locked in? They're synchronized, they're jumping, bro! They're literally jumping her, this shit's crazy. Never in my time in watching Uma Musume animes have I ever seen multiple, not one, not two. It's damn near like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other horses jumping one horse in a race, bruh. Crazy. It's so far from the more cheerful and team-oriented vibes of the other Uma Musume animes, where everyone supports each other despite being competitors. And then there's Tamano Cross, Oguri's current rival. Look at this monster, bro. Just showing off the aura, showing off the haki. Oh my god. She and Oguri share an intense rivalry rooted in fear, admiration, and mutual recognition of each other as monsters on the track. Their final race together in the last 2 episodes of the season are some of the most raw and thrilling moments in the entire franchise, in my opinion. Now look at this, even when they're racing, bro, they're so aware of each other's presence. Whoo! Nah, I'm telling you, bro, they're really just 2 monsters going at it. It's to the point that even when Oguri ends up losing, look how she reacts. All she does is look up at the other monster that defeated her, and she realizes she just didn't want it enough. Look at the aura, look how crazy that is. She's not sad, she's not upset. She realized I wasn't hungry enough. I didn't want it enough. And next time she's gonna want it way more, bruh. Like, their rivalry, their relationship to each other is just insane. Cinderella Gray also gives us a rare look into the politics and business side of horse racing. After transferring from Kasamatsu to Transit Academy, Oguri sets her sights on the prestigious Japanese Derby, but because of the timing of her transfer, she's unable to register for the classic races. Her team at first appeals to Simboli Rudolph, the Academy Student Council president and prolific former racer who was known as the Emperor, but even she can't bend the rules. What follows is a huge public movement led by the journalist Fuji Sensuke, who manages to gather 10,000 signatures and convince Rudolph to go to the National Racing Advisory Board to ask them if Oguri can compete. Although unfortunately, Oguri is still denied entry, and for legitimate reasons too. However, the movement inspires change. The chairman of the National Racing Advisory Board promises to reform the outdated system, and eventually, a new policy is born, the Oguri Rule, which allows late registration for classic races at a higher cost. It's a small but powerful nod to how even in a fictional world, policy change is driven by passion and community support. The anime even ties this further by showing that the first horse to win under this rule was TM Opera O, who appears later in the Uma Musume storyline. All of this underdog origin story, the raw rivalries, the realistic look at the industry comes together to make Cinderella Gray feel like a darker, deeper, and more emotionally grounded take on the Uma Musume series. The first season just wrapped up last week, which means now is the perfect time to catch up before the second season drops this October. And if that wasn't enough Uma Musume content for you, the global version of the Uma Musume Pretty Derby mobile game just launched last week, giving you even more ways to dive into the Uma Musume series. If you want me to do a video about how I feel about the game and my experience with it so far, let me know in the comments. And that's pretty much it for me. I've yapped enough about Uma Musume for today. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, drop a like on it, and if you want to see more from me, consider subbing to the channel. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.